Hello friends, once again welcome back to my video, my channel. Now in my last video, I have discussed about the different symbols of the different elements. Now today's our topic will be valency. For writing a proper formula, we should know the valency. Now before we study the valency, we have to just recall about the atomic structure. Now we know that atom is the smallest unit of matter that retains all the chemical properties of an element, and along with that we have already read that atom consists of three basic particles, that is electron, proton and neutron. Now here we know that the nucleus, which is there in the center of the atom, actually contains of protons, which is positively charged, and neutrons, which doesn't have any charge, and the electrons revolve around the nucleus, which is having negative charge. These all are responsible for the different mass and charge of a particular atom. Now we will be going ahead. Then we will be seeing how bonds are formed, or how to understand whether an atom is there in the stable state or what state do the atom lies. Now before we move to our answers, in the picture you can see that the electron in the outermost shell, or we say shell here, that is the circuit, or you can say the orbit which you are able to see, determine the chemical properties of the atom. So we will be saying the orbit which is there in the outermost part is known as valence shell. Here we will be seeing that the innermost shell is called the K cell, followed by L, M, N according to their energy levels 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, who gave this idea? Niels Bohr was the first person to discover it or to describe it, which is popularly known as Bohr's model. Now the arrangement of ions in different shells is known as electronic configuration. Now in this picture you can see there are three electronic configuration given, that is helium, argon and neon. Now here we will be seeing that the shells are also drawn. First, if we take the helium there is only K shell, and the K cell is actually having 2 electrons. Now here we should remember, in K shell they can actually accommodate maximum number of 2 electrons only. Next comes argon and neon. Now here we can see the electronic configuration is 288. What does this stand for? That is, the K shell is actually having 2 electrons. They cannot accommodate anymore. After the K cell we are having L. Now here we will be having the L shell is also having 8 electrons, and then M shell is also having 8 electrons. Now neon is having K cell 2 electrons and L cell is having 8 electrons. Now other than K, L, M, N, these are having maximum number of 8 electrons at a time. We can say the helium as a duplet structure because they are having only 2 electrons in the outermost shell, which is the K shell. Now others we can see 8 electrons in the valence shell. Now when the 8 electrons are there in the valence shell, they are the most stable element. Whatever we can see, we are having 118 elements. Out of these we will be seeing the electronic configuration which is having 8 electrons in the outermost shell is the most stable. The arrangement of such type is known as octet, which can be seen in noble gases. They are also known as inert gases. Why they are known so? Because they do not react, they do not undergo any type of chemical reaction. Other than argon, neon, we are also having krypton, xenon as the noble gases. So, if 8 elements is there in the valence shell, which is the most stable state of an atom, and all the atom actually try to achieve this state. Now, we can see only a few is having such type of electronic configuration, only the noble gases or the inert gases. Now, those who are not having, they will go in the bond formation. That means they will either gain or they will lose or they will share electrons to come to a stable state. Which atom will gain or which atom will be losing or sharing electrons are all decided by valency. Now here the valency definition we can very easily say that is, it is the ability of an atom to gain or lose electrons in order to achieve the noble gas configuration. It refers to the ability of an element to combine with other elements. Now let us discuss it in a bit details. Now in this picture, this is a atomic structure of hydrogen. Now we can see just one electron in the outermost cell, as we know that K cell should have 2 electrons. Now what can be done to get the 2 electrons? So here we have to add 1 electrons to it. So adding 1 extra electron to it, we can say the valency of hydrogen is 1. Next, if we go for example, say oxygen. Now this electronic configuration it is having, that is 2, 6. That means 2 in the K cell and 6 in the next cell or in the valence cell. Now in this picture you can see that the 6 electrons are there in the outermost cell. From here we can calculate, to form the octet structure they either have to give up 6 electrons or they have to gain 2 electrons. Giving up 6 electrons is very difficult. Why the other element will gain so many electrons? So it is easy to take 2 electrons or to gain 2 electrons. So the valency is +2. Now here again we can say, suppose another example, carbon. Carbon atomic number is how much? It is 6. So from there we can say its electronic configuration is 2, 4. Now here 2 is there in K cell and 4 is there in the outermost or the valence cell. Now 4 here is, as it's present in the valence cell, so its valency will be 4. Now about carbon we will be discussing more in details in the later on in this video only. Now remember, in the valence cell, if they are having 1, 2 or 3 electrons, they will actually lose the electrons to reach the stable state or to form a noble gas configuration. If they are having 5, 6 and 7 electrons in their valence cell, they will gain electrons to get the configuration or to form the octet structure. And if they are not having 1, 2, 3 or 5, 6, 7, the leftover number is 4. Now 4, they will be only sharing electrons. Now those elements, those who are losing electrons, that means if they are having 1, 2 and 3 in the valence cell, they are generally considered as metals. Whereas those who are gaining electrons, that means those who are having 5, 6 and 7 electrons in their valence cell, they are considered as non-metals. And 4, who is sharing the electrons, is considered as metalloids. Now here we will be coming another example. Say sodium. Sodium, what is the electronic configuration? we know it is 2, 8 and 1. So in order to complete the octet, they have to lose one electron. As it loses one electron, that means it will lose one negative charge and it will be noted as Na plus or sodium ion, which is a positive ion as it is giving out one negative charge. So here another example we can say, that is aluminium. Aluminium is also having, say, atomic number 13. So the electronic configuration will be 283. We can say that is the outermost shell is having what? 3 electrons. So from that we can say they have to lose 3 electrons and the valency will be 3. Now if it is, suppose again potassium atomic number is 19. So electronic configuration is 2881. Now here they are having KLMN. In the N shell they are having 1 electron, that means the valence shell. They have to lose 1 electron, and as they have to lose, the valency will be 1. Now remember that for calculating the valency, we have to know the electronic configuration, which is we are having the idea from the atomic number. There are few more examples given to you. For example, chlorine electronic configuration is 287. In order to complete the octet, they have to gain 1 electron, as 7 electrons cannot be lost, so they are gaining 1 electron to complete the octet. As negative charge is gained, so the chlorine, after gaining it, it will be having a negative ion, and chlorine is gaining electrons, so it is a non-metal. If 4 electrons are there, it is not easy to gain or lose, so they just share electrons with the other atoms. Example, carbon. Carbon shares the 4 electrons with 4 hydrogen atoms. We know hydrogen is having 1 electron at the outer shell. 4 electrons combine with hydrogen by sharing electrons and both comes to a stable state. And carbon is a metalloid. Now the valency of formula, if there is 4 electrons or less in the outer shell, then the number of the electron in the outer shell is equal to the valency of the atom. And if the number of electrons in the outer shell is more than 4, then the valency will be calculated as 8 minus number of electrons on the outer shell. Now the valency are always in the whole numbers. Elements having valency equal to 1 is called as monovalent, 2 divalent, 3 trivalent, and so on. The valency of noble gas is 0. Next we will be little bit different topic we will be discussing, that is a variable valency. Certain elements exhibit more than one shell sharing electrons to show the variable valency. We know electrons are lost or gained only in the valence shell, but here they are sharing from the penultimate shell also. Example, copper. Copper is having 2 valency, 1 and 2. The elements who show the variable valency, we name them according to the number of ions lost or gained. Elements with lower valency gets the suffix OUS and the higher valency IC. We can see here copper, they are having 2 valency. The copper which is having 1 as a valency is called as cuprous, and the copper which is having 2 valency is known as cupric. There are few more examples. For example, mercury. Mercury valency 1 is known as mercurous, and valency 2 it is known as mercuric. Another example, ferrous, that means iron with valency 2, and ferric with valency 3. Now you can see there are few more elements showing variable valencies are shown in this chart. From next chart we are going to learn the valency of the first 20 elements. Hope you all have understood clearly the basic concept of valency. Now how valency help us to frame the different formula will be discussed in the next upcoming video. Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the updates. Thank you all for watching.